All right, guys, here we are on a Saturday afternoon, finding ourselves in the Paris-Roubaix Femmes ride. I've been racing every week for 2 weeks straight? Every day for 2 weeks straight I've been racing. Let me correct myself there. Every day for 2 weeks straight have been in a race. And so we decided today, let's just do a ride, which ultimately turned into races anyway on Zwift, but doesn't really matter how we do here. We are just badge collecting. We're on the Gentil 8 with 100 and almost 30 of our closest friends. And we're gonna get into this course, do a little course recon, pick up a badge, and get our third course completed out of the 5 new courses in France. So we'll push a little out of the gates. Okay. Did not take much. We got a BMX bike with us up towards the front. Okay, we're out of the new start pens. Working our way towards the first new gravel section. So we'll just ride with these guys, spin it along. We're on our aero rig again today. Canyon Aero Road, DT Swiss disc. This is an undulating but very aero course with one climb up that petite KOM. Same climb we did yesterday and got throttled on by 2 really strong riders. But finished on the podium yesterday. 3rd place out of 3. There were only 3 of us racing yesterday. But still got the fitness and fun we were looking for on that ride. So let's see if we can get more of the same here in terms of fitness and fun, as we've got a little less than 25 kilometers in this figure 8, which takes advantage of the new gravel roads and makes you work a little bit up a climb. One sustained climb on this course. The rest of the time it's just rolling terrain. So with the majority of the course being rolling, I think our bike and wheel choice is just fine. Especially because we don't know how our legs feel today. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be climbing once we get to the more challenging part of the course. Well, I would rather take all the aero advantage I can while most of the course is flat. Turning left onto that new gravel section. In about 200, 300 meters, there is a right-hand turn, and it goes up about a 2% gradient, then a hard left turn towards that start-finish line banner, which I believe is the finish line of this loop as well. All right. Enjoyable start to this ride. Just getting the sweat going, doing a little bit of work. Here comes that right-hander sweeping into that 2% grade section. So we just want to move with the group. Just carry the speed. Okay. Turning left towards the banner. With these new cobblestone roads, a lot of banners, so a lot of power-ups available. You do not need to be stingy with any of your power-ups for the new courses in France. Okay, coming through that banner, reminding us to watch the Femmes. Just carrying the speed of the group here. There's some undulations, down, up, etc. through this section. Ooh, the steamroller. Have not yet gotten the steamroller on the cobble sections. So I'll be very curious to see how that works. We'll use it on a cobbled section for sure. Just cruising with this group. I think everybody's saving for the climb. Sorry for the jumpiness of this recording. 2%. Again, doesn't require a ton of a push, but a little push goes a long way. All right. Just floating along. Who is with us? Oh, pretty small group to begin with. Out of the 130. Okay. Let's try it here. Does it feel like it's flattening things? Potentially. Okay, are these guys bridging up? I hope so. Though I can't be sure. So let's take advantage of the roller to move back up. Okay. 6 watts a kilo at the front. We're in no man's land. Okay, they're coming down again. Work our way back up. No panic. Little power. There we go. Float over this ridge. On the wheels. Okay. Making our way towards that KOM climb. So we definitely don't want to overdo it here. But we got Tony Stark, the Ironman himself, leading the charge. Which is great. Few undulations through all the balloon fields, through the sprint banner, towards the climb. They're starting to get organized behind us, putting in a push. But Tony Stark has got it under control. Ups and downs. All right. Ames is back. Now, the guys I was with, the guys I were with, the group I was with, there we go. Yesterday, those two gents climbed at like 6 to 7 watts a kilo. And although I made a noble effort, it was not that effort. So, it's okay. That course was hell of the north. It's hell at the end, for sure. Only because of that climb and how hard everybody hits it. But this race is much longer. It doesn't finish at the top of the climb. And as such, perhaps people will take it more sensibly in this group. But that remains to be seen. A little push over the top. Float onto the wheel. There we go. Just cruising along. Extend lead, Tony Stark says. I have no idea if his name's Tony. But if it is, that is Iron Man, right? Robert Downey. Well, he is single-handedly extending the lead on his own without any help from us, which is probably frustrating for him, but also impressive in terms of his fitness. All right, up over, and we're coming out of the fields now. Oh, that right-hander's coming up. It's a very gradual slope at the bottom. A couple of punishing sections on this climb, but also some relief mixed in. So you want to use it all. You want to be ready for the harder parts. Find relief where you can. Okay. Just keep tapping along here. All right. Breathing and moving. This climb is haunting me from yesterday. Come on, Ames. You're here. There we go. Let's get on that wheel. Gets way steep. Just a second. Here it comes. This works. I like this pace. %, draftable. Okay. It's gonna kick up again. Breathing and moving. %. Just spin it. Carry speed. Make them work a bit. Yeah, and they gotta work. We're flying. Okay. Just fine wheels. Got a trailer 21 seconds behind. A big group 40 seconds behind. 50 seconds behind. So we're going 57 kilometers per hour. There's no need to push here. I want to save that for the flats. So after the climb and the downhill, we should be about halfway done with this course, which would be great. First half of the course goes by very quickly, and a lot of that has to do with the climb. So, 12:07 in, 13K to go. Some of that included a hill climb, so I think it's reasonable to assume we should be done in under 40 minutes, all things being equal on the second half. Okay. Eswada making a push. Pretty lonely there, but 5 watts a kilo. Definitely doing work. Trying to bridge back up. And I'm sure doing work to stay ahead of the group that he worked to get away from. Just breathing, moving. We have almost completed one section of the 8. And then we got another one coming up. Well past halfway, 12K to go. Nice water coming in hot. Yeah, just exploring courses today. Ooh, going through the squigglies. It's a good place to push a little, not a lot. A little incline. Just up and over. Yeah, guys, water's coming. So, might want to come up here. Okay, into the roller coaster. Okay, I feel like Ames is steering all over the place. Push up to these guys. Okay. We should just be keeping steady, but I think there's a bit of an insistence to do hard work. Holding well on water now. That's one good thing coming out of these little bursts. This whole section is a section you can do a lot of work on or not a lot of work and still have the same result. It's very hard to lead through here, and with all the undulations, keep distance and keep pressure on anybody behind you. All right, almost out of this mess. Makes me dizzy every time. Okay, gain some distance on water. Okay, let's just get into the spirit of things here. Wattage is okay. I think I'd prefer under 300. Heart rate's okay too, but I prefer closer to 150. But we can't always get what we want. These guys have different ideas of how this is supposed to go today. So it's already, there's just this group of 3 with a decent margin. I think these guys would rather it be 2 or 1. So they're going to keep punishing one another. Good, just draft him. Coming off the pedals. Tony Stark is an animal. Absolute animal. Seven and a half K to go. I believe we go back through the cobbles. And that left-hander's coming up. Okay, back through. Through Jurassic Park. That's all these gates remind me of. Steamroller. I like it. There we go. Okay. Good line. Find that draft. There we are. Pick up, spin. All right. Coming up on 5K to go. Over 20K done. Okay, working our way out of the cobbles. You guys are doing the lion's share of the work, period. I'm just here for course recon, period. I'll pull the next 2K, period. Well, you gotta hop on, guys. There we go. I will keep going. Hop on. Period. Then you guys can sprint it out. Oh yeah. Using the arrow so we don't have to work. There they go. Come on, Stark. You did all that work, man. Come on, dude. Okay. It was a pleasure riding with you both. Oh, we unlocked our Zwift cap, honoring the legendary race of the cobbles. And we've completed Gentil 8. 3 out of 5 routes done. That's the good news. The bad news is that the 2 remaining routes are long. I think one's like close to 60 and the other's like 70 plus kilometers. So, bit of work to be done there. All in all, got what we came for today. Wanted to raise the heart rate a bit, wanted to see what the course was all about, wanted to see how the legs would hold up. And for those few minutes that we were on the front, I felt decent about that power output. And as you may have noticed in my riding style, I'm not a guy that's gonna be down 70 to 80 RPM the whole race. And I know a lot of the heavy hitters and big players do it. But for me, it is much more about just bat, 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 bat. And if I can keep the cadence up, regardless of intensity, keep the cadence up at the high intensity, but also keep the cadence up at the low intensity and not lull myself into a grind, I just find I ride so much better, so much more efficiently. So I'm gonna stick with it because it works for me. But if that's not your case, let me know. Let me know what your cadence is all about. Let me know what your theories are on what best practices are for Zwift. Because man, you watch some of those guys in the World Series, you know, the World Cycling Series that's going on right now, and it is just pedal stroke after pedal stroke. And to me, that just seems awful. It's awful enough at the higher cadence. So I'm gonna keep my higher cadence for now. Really enjoyed that course, specifically because the hill, the up the hill, down the hill gets you to halfway. And because the hill is situated earlier on in the course, there's a higher likelihood that people will behave on that section. Yesterday in Hell of the North, it's a short course, but man, is it punishing because it finishes at the top of that hill. So there's no strategy other than get to the top the fastest. And I really paid for it yesterday and got dropped pretty heavily. And today, I did it with less wattage and stayed with those two guys. Now, maybe it's not apples to apples. I believe one of the guys I was riding against yesterday has a very, very low score on Zwift. It's in like the 50s or the 60s. And clearly must be closer to the top edge of that 1,000, maybe 800 plus. But at any rate, those guys still gave it up the hill today, but in a controlled fashion. So, you know, every course is different. Every rider is different on every course. I enjoyed this course much more than I did yesterday because we could climb the hill at something that I could handle and recover from on the long downhill. And then still have something in the reserve to take some pulls later on after I really just sat in the whole time and started feeling pretty guilty and decided, hey, you know what? I'll take the next 2 kilometers. And then the other guys, they stepped up. T. Stark, he wanted to do the lead out, which he did. And what is it, Ames? I'm already forgetting names. I think it was Ames that was in front of us, and he took that win as he should. So, and maybe I've got it all jumbled up in my head. I don't know. There's not a lot of, excuse me, see, there it is. There's not a lot of blood in my brain. It's all in the legs. Which reminds me, I should probably warm down. If you are still here, I can't believe it. Can't thank you enough. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, help me grow this channel. Please comment and contribute. I want to know what your cycling journey is all about. Where are you? Are you in the C's trying to get into the B's? Are you an A? Do you have a ton of experience? Are you still learning? Let's start the conversation, start learning from one another. That is all the news that's fit to report, other than I see that my orange banner above 100 has reset. So I got to 100, the orange banner traveled all the way across the screen. It's now reset and inching across again. Should be 101, but I guess we top out at 100, right? So I'm just banking for when they expand the number past 100, figure out where I end up. Okay, that is all the news that is fit to report. All that's left to do is warm down, so for now, that's all from me.